Hello and welcome. Today I thought we would take a tour through Pup and Running HQ or HO. Head office, headquarters, my space where I do my sewing. We have this cross stitch that I made that says Dog Mum with both my dog names on it, although Logan is no longer with us. We also have Petal, and I've left space to add more names as I need to. Next up, we have the corgi butt. The actual pattern came with a cross in it, but that's like in the butt bit. But that's just not something that I personally like on the like corgi butt things, so I just didn't add it, but I did make it. And then this lovely Pup and Running sign, it used to sit on the front of my stalls at markets, but we've since upgraded. So now it lives on my door, so everyone knows that this is my office. And lastly, we have this beautiful piece of artwork. Yes, that's a Thor hammer. That says sociopath. I will read it to you. A sociopath is a person with an antisocial sewing disorder. They think mainly of their next project and seldom feel guilt about buying fabric. They can never seem to get enough. And that is correct. That is me. So, let's head on in to the office. Whilst the first thing you saw as you walked in was the sewing table, the first thing I'm going to show you is the computer desk, which is right next to the door we just walked through. So let's go have an in-depth look. First things first, you need to see my computer background, which is gorgeous. These are a bunch of the dogs that I walk. So we have George, Spencer, Petal, Riley, Toby, Monk. There's someone else over here, but it's cut off. But isn't it cute? Petal's the only one looking back. So this is my computer. It is a gaming computer, so it lights up. It says up here, tell your dog I said hi. And I have this cute little corgi calendar. I need to change the month. In my computer, I don't think you can tell, is a pop vinyl of Snow White. She's turned a little bit, so I need to take the front off and turn her back around. We have Snow White. And we have Belle. Gorgeous. And then obviously my giant Harry Potter poster. Some whiteboard pens for whiteboards. I have like to-do lists and stuff around the place. And then down here is just desk stuff. I have a to-do list and a pen that also is Belle. Gorgeous. Can you guess my favorite Disney movie? And I think that's it. I have these cute little erasers sitting on here. A little biscuit. Some icy creams. And a macaron. So cute. And I just bought them because they're cute. And for no other reason. So they just live underneath my computer on the little computer stand. So next to my computer is this desk this is a printer. And then this is my little label printer. I made this, well, I didn't. My dad made this stand originally to, like, I had a bigger thing than this across it. And I put collars on it at markets when I first started. But now I have giant hanging things for my collars and leads to hang together. And this has still come in use. So that is lovely. The remote for the DVD player that the label printer is sitting on is also in there. And then we've just got some nice artwork. So we've got friends calendar. I gave someone a gift and they sent me back this cute postcard after their corgi passed away, and I've just put it up on my wall. We've got this Stranger Things cross stitch that I made. This, which is from a tattoo artist who's done quite a few of my tattoos. Like, I bought it separately as a print. She didn't do it for me. And then this gorgeous thing, and look, it's just cat stealing from the whatever that thing is called. But I just thought it was so cute, I had to buy it. Up above the artwork is a little bookshelf. Oh, I've got my Detective Pikachu hat, which I got as a present from my partner, and I just freaking love it, and that lives on the corner of the TV. And then I've got some stitching and craft books. Star Wars, just stitching, more sewing, making dogs. I've got some pops, but I actually want to get rid of these pops. Crystals, because I like crystals. I don't know what's in this box. And then these two are like diary type things for like dog growth books, and then just a bunch of dog books and some more pup vinyls. So next up we have the sewing desk. So you can see on the edge there, that's the artwork, the Stranger Things and the cat vending machine print. So moving straight on from that is another desk. So L shape from that one, another desk, and it's my sewing space. So we will go in depth. Just some rubbish, and that's a little bit. Let's go in depth into the sewing space. So we have this from my recent trip to America, because Gilmore Girls is my absolute favorite. This here was a charger, and I asked for it from my partner, and he got it for me as a present, and it's so freaking cool, and it lights up. And it's the slowest charging thing in the world, that I just use it as a coaster now. This I got at a convention. I don't know, I wanted it. And then just to remind me of who I love, we've got my husband. I know I said partner before, but here's my husband. That was at our wedding. My husband holding our dog Petal at our wedding. So cute. And then, let's just move this out of the way. There's something in each one of these drawers. So these are just iron-on labels that I need to put on my jacket. This one is a single button and some carabiners for poop bags when I make poop bags. And this one is a little needle kit, needles for my sewing machine, an unpicker, more needles, another unpicker. And then this can go back here. I obviously don't use this drawer very often, hence why iron-on things are sitting in there and I sit that in front of it. But let's run through what else is in here. So we have clips for making leads. Nothing behind it, that one's empty. This just has like a single for a seatbelt thing, because I cut one up that broke that I had bought, and I thought I would make myself another one, and I just never have. These are for like small collars and leads, so I just keep everything in the one thing. So we've got the clips, the D-rings, and the tri-glide slides. Try saying that 10 times faster. Then we have these bad boys. That matches with that, and fabric goes in between the two. They create a hole for you to pull your poop bag out of. Then I've got hair clips back there for bows. Then these are for cauliflowers, not cauliflowers. So you cover this in fabric, and then you put it in there, and then you put this on top, and then you put that on with all your weight, and then this bit ends up nice and tightly covered in the nice fabric that you want. Behind that, I've just got some cord. I don't know why. And then I have a random scrunchie. And these are, I don't know, pin heaven. They're like all my bent pins. I don't know why I've kept them, but I do keep all my bent pins. I guess if I have a project where I need bent pins, I know where to find them. I don't know why I've kept them, but they're in there. Next up, we have just some Makers Club stickers, which I love. This here, so this came with fudge. Someone gave me some fudge, and I don't eat fudge. But I gave the fudge to my mum, and I didn't want to get rid of it. It's got a corgi on it, which you know I love. But like in general, I work with dogs. I just love dogs, so I needed to keep this tin. And all that's in here is literally used or empty cotton things from sewing. And eventually I'll collect enough and just give them to a kindergarten to use with their crafting and stuff like that. Next up, we have the Vegemite tin. This is one of my favorite, I guess it's not a tin, bucket. It's from Costco. But in here I just keep labels. So we've got these giant Pup and Running, and then they fold, and on the other side is the corgi. And then I've also got in here these ones, which are also giant. Basically, I ordered a bunch of the wrong labels, okay? So now I just have a heap of giant labels. But at least they look cute in my Vegemite bucket. Next up, this bad boy. So this in the corner is a little magnet you put on your sewing machine so you can line it up. I bought it from Spotlight just because I thought it was cute and cool. But I eyeball everything and it annoys me because it like gets in the way of my sewing. Can live in a drawer actually instead of there. Then I have a pin cushion. My mum made this for me, so I don't use it that much, but I love it and I don't want to get rid of it. And then we've got in here elastic for scrunchies, all cut up to the right length, ready to go. Buttons, various different buttons. They're just for making coats. I put buttons on the like side edge of coats so that they look nice. And then I have these things also in here called Wonder Clips. This is a rubbish bin. This is stationery. Candle. Do I like candles? Yes. So before we jump into the plate, I do have, this was before we knew the ending of Game of Thrones. I got myself a Hand of the Queen, and my husband has a Hand of the King pin. So that also lives up here because I don't wear it after what happened in Game of Thrones. So next to all my candles, we have this gorgeous plate. So I bought this from like a small seller at a market, but I just absolutely adore it. One, it's a very me with the ooh people, but it's just gorgeous. Her in her nice dress, and then the edge of the plate being this, and then gold edging. Everything about this plate speaks to me. So I just have it here, always looking at me. It's a pothos. I don't know much about plant names. I just like how they look and like the idea of like nice clean air. So it has a grow light on it. At some point that will turn off. I imagine very soon in the next hour or so it will automatically turn off. I've got it on a timer. But it absolutely loves this spot, and like this last leaf that it popped out is huge. So it's obviously very happy here, and I am happy with it too. Next to my plant is this gorgeous doll, which to be honest is a little bit creepy, but I made her when I was about 12. Can we tell that purple was and still is my favorite color? Like, what color is her hair? So on the bottom and second row, well, half of the second row is just Schitt's Creek. So we have Johnny, Moira, David, and Alexis. Then we've got Moira and David cooking, and then Moira as the Crow when she did the Crow movie. Then behind the plant, which you can't see at the moment, is Danny and Sandy from Grease. And then above that, again, my favorite TV show in the whole world. I might like Schitt's Creek, sure, but this, my favorite TV show in the whole world, Gilmore Girls. We've got Rory, Lorelai, and Suki. And then just a little Sailor Moon on the end. Odd one out, but there we go. Just above the cart, I also have some more artwork. These are a little more Disney themed, cute. Disney dogs, because you know I had to. Disney cats, just because I love animals. Disney horses, because I love animals. I cross-stitched this bad boy and that bad boy. So they also live above my sewing area. This one here I did ages ago, and when I worked in corporate, I actually set it on my desk when I was an executive assistant. Next we have the overlocker. So like my sewing machine, it is covered in all my stickers, because why not? Small business owner. Just here for the dogs. Lots of Petal, and then various different dogs that have been my brand reps over time. Same as on my sewing machine, but the ones on my sewing machine are a little bit more worn. And then next to my overlocker, we've got all my overlocking threads. And then above that on the wall and next to the cross stitches is what I hang my bandanas on when I go to markets, but it's like half of it. So that's like I have a kids play washing line that I bought from a play shop. And I just put all of my bandanas on it and hang it on. It sits on this, on my table, so that people can spin it and choose bandanas. Below that, we have the coat rack with all of the coats that again comes to markets with me. And then we have the cutting table. Under the cutting table, honestly, is just mess. Some fabric that like I've either done projects with and have leftover with, or that I want to do projects with. This I want to do a project with, but I don't know what. Boxes for orders. And then also my patterns here for bandanas. And that's kind of it. But we have the cutting table, and there's not much to tour here. We have this. So I saw this box at like a Christmas market, and I fell in love with it and wanted it so bad. I didn't even know what for, but I knew I wanted it. I just think it's gorgeous. And my mum got it for me for Christmas, and so I keep it here on my cutting table with 3 watering jugs in it because I've broken more irons than I care to admit. But this is the evidence. And then just all the things that I cut stuff with. This little bag keeps these tiny little hangers in it when I'm going to and from markets. I've got some pattern weights for cutting out patterns, various different scissors that I all use for different things, tailor's chalk, 2 different rotary cutters. That just all stays in here, nice and tidy and clean, so I can forget that I have broken that many irons. I mean, I've only broken 2 because the third one is still in good working order. Then I have some fabric I just freshly bought. I've actually made stuff out of this fabric before. If you own a tote bag, you know. But I found it again at Spotlight recently, and I thought I want some for Petal because I never made anything for Petal with it. So there we go. Then we have my giant cutting mat that needs 1 a clean, and 2 has been melted, and 3 needs like a new thingy stuck on it. What is this called? Measuring tape. Because the actual mat is in inches only, and I don't count in inches, I do centimeters, so there we go. And then underneath where I cut all my fabric out, there is such a treasure trove. So in here we have my Cricut, which I cut out names and stuff, anything, personalized signs, anything. It all gets done with this machine, which has a cable up to my computer on it, and under here are the cutting mats that I use it with. And then in here I just slide down the side my rulers and stuff for cutting as well. Then we have, so this pulls forward, and behind it back there, you probably can't see, but lives my iron. I've broken 2 of the exact same iron. That's number 3 living with me here today. We have my heat press for sticking on names for personalizations. This here is like called a Big Shot, but it's an embossing machine. So after that, at the end of the cutting table, I just have a fold-out ironing board. So that's it folded in half and hung up. And then a heater because it's winter and it's cold. And we have a sleeping Petal out the door. But the last thing to tour on is the wardrobe. So let's enter the wardrobe. All these photos are just off of a calendar my mum bought that like 6 months had already passed, so she bought it for like $2. But for me to use the photos, or the pictures, they're not photos, they're drawings. So I stuck them all on my wardrobe because I thought they were super cute, and I love dogs, of course. But into the wardrobe we go. It's kind of scary in here. There's a lot in here. Let's start with what's hanging up. I made this for someone. Someone ordered it. It's a bandana for a dog. They ordered it and then never got in touch and never paid after I sent them photos of the finished thing, which I honestly think this is so good. It's an actual button-up shirt. So you could actually fully unbutton it if you wanted, apart from the fact that, like, I stitched it onto a bandana. The actual buttons of the shirt will come undone. But yeah, someone got in touch and then ghosted me, basically. So now this just lives in my wardrobe, because if I sold it, I'm only going to sell it for like $50, which is quite high end for most of my products, and no one has said yes. So it just hangs up here and reminds me that I spent a lot of time on something that's just sitting in a wardrobe. Okay, next up, a mess. I know, I said that. Up the very top up there where it's dark, it's just a heap of cones. I used to teach puppy school. I get them to weave around the cones, sniff the cones, all sorts of stuff. They light up, they fold up, but they're made out of a soft material, so they're not too heavy. They tip one of them over. So yeah, I have a bunch of cones. Next level down, also a bit of a mess, is like a box of stuff over here from the guy that built my computer for me, which is a close friend, and a stand for my TV because my TV is on the wall. This box here is like a box of Christmas gear that I put on the dogs, like headbands and bows and stuff like that. This can hold flyers for dog walking, which I used to have out at my puppy schools, but now it just lives in here with some business cards in it for dog walking. And then there is some material. There's 2 pieces of material up here. Next up in here, tucked into this little corner actually, is like a weights bar. Because I do, like, I have a online subscription to do classes. I have the weights for it. But that just hides in the corner out of the way there. And then we have, so these fabrics here, there's quite a few of them. They're all cut at the perfect width to make collars and leads. And then these here are cut to make bows, along with interfacing to iron on to make sure they're all nice and stiff. And then I've got the webbing here for, in here, in these cardboard bits, the webbing for the leads and collars. And also Velcro. So this is the webbing. Just plain. It's got to be white so that with coloured and light fabrics and white fabrics, you can't see the webbing through it. So that's what lives in there. And then various different Velcros for various different sizes of coats, because the extra small coats just get a skinny Velcro, and then the bigger ones get a big fat Velcro. So I've got various different Velcros in there. And then in here, I just cleaned this out. So we've got plain coloured fabrics, all plain, no patterns. And then dog fabrics, paw prints, I should say. Various different dog fabrics. Then we have ginghams. And then behind that, these are all like folded onto cardboard. Various different patterned fabrics. Some of them might be releases coming out soon, so maybe I shouldn't be showing you too many of that. Moving along, these are the drawers of the different sizes. So I'll take you closer. So if someone makes an order, I can easily grab whatever size it is, but they're all in the same order. So we've got like teapots, Pride, Halloween, teapots, Pride, Halloween, lollies. There are no lollies in the large, but they're all in the same order. So no matter what someone gets, they're in the same order. So we've got small, medium, large, and then we've got sale bandanas. This is all the stuff on website that's in the clearance section. Then we have scrunchies, sideways in a box, and then these are all my signs for markets. That top sign is a very old one, but we've got that in there. All right, let's go lower. So starting off strong, I just have scraps from blankets. I don't know why I've kept them, but my mum said not to throw them away, so I have scraps. And then scraps of the fleece lining. These here, I love this cup, Make and Mend Club. But in the cup are these letters. And the letters are for this cute board. So I used that for some reels for Black Friday. So letters, board. Then I've got some materials to make like rash shirts for dogs. I actually need to make one of those at the moment. So let's get that out. Then I've got on this side just some blankets to make coats with. Then down here we have more blankets. More blankets for more coats, all in those tubs down there. So I've got 2 tubs on the ground. I've got even more. And then in the very far corner over there, so that's fleece to line the coats and then material for jumpers as well. Going up a little bit, we have boxes for collars, leads, and bows. So I take them to markets with me. Tucked in the side here, so I've got coat hangers down here for more coats when I make them. And then also pegs for if I have more bandanas to hang up on my little washing line. This is just for photos. We go up a little bit more. Okay, so next to the scrunchies, we have, so for making normal size collars, I keep everything in here. We've got collar clips, tri-glide slides, D-rings. Then I have another box of blankets. If you think I have enough blankets, it's like an addiction separate to actually making anything. Treats, for the treats that I sell, all labeled for what they are. In this bag is collar flowers. They're flowers that you attach to the collar with Velcro. So cute. And then in here is also no tress pooping signs. And hers, with the dog, key holders. Hers, hers. One hers, and one hers, and that's it. I used to have his, but his was very popular. And that is it for the cupboard. Oh, I've got some things hanging up over here actually. So I have my Pikachu beanie with hands that I never wear, but I love it. And then we have this, which I keep my coinage and my cash in when I go to markets. A camera bag for a camera I no longer own. A little tote bag from when I went to America with a pug on it. That was their company mascot and logo, and I of course had to buy it. And then I've also got just like a couple of hivers. Some markets say you have to wear them for setup, so they just live in there for if I need them. And that's it. That is the wardrobe. So we are nearly done. You can see the edge of the computer here, and that is where we entered, and this is the door. So we are nearly done with the tour. I have just some certificates of various different dog training things. I've done a certificate for winning a murder mystery party. Very important that I keep that on the wall. Some artwork a friend made for me on the ground here, which you can't see. I've just got boards of backgrounds. Some of them are painted. My brand colors for photo shoots, so I can put good photos on the website. And then I've got all my vinyl. So when you personalize something, you can pick that one. When you do labels, there's these ones down here. And that's it. This is just junk. But that's it. So thanks for coming and checking out my office. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything you want to see more in depth, let me know and we can go into that wardrobe and open up a box. I'll see you next time.